A few weeks ago, Anthropic published this engineering blog about building their multi-agent research system. What stood out to me? A 90% performance improvement from multi-agent orchestration. Now, I've been building a health analyst agent, one agent trying to handle 15 different medical domains, the same limitations that Anthropic described. So I started refactoring, but something unexpected happened. A development pattern emerged from how I was building. I call this the 3 Amigo Agents pattern. Here's how it works. As I started building the multi-agent health system, I found myself at the center of something really interesting. I'm orchestrating specialized AI agents, not for the health system itself, but for the development process. First, I work with the product manager agent that creates PRDs, user stories, API specs, real product artifacts. Those requirements flow naturally to a UX designer agent, transforming specs into visual experiences. Then the designs guide Claude Code to implement everything, both UI and the backend architecture. What emerges is a continuous development cycle. Working features flow back for validation, creating this effective feedback loop. But here's what makes it super powerful. Each Amigo builds on the last. My initial 5 documents go to the first Amigo, the PM agent, who creates 7 new artifacts. The second Amigo, our UX agent, adds 8 more new documents. By the time the third Amigo, Claude Code, gets everything, over 20 documents of rich context. And with Claude Code, context is king. So let's walk through the process. In Claude Desktop, I select the product management agent. I give the PM agent one task: build complete product documentation for our health system. I'm asking it to create requirements, architecture, everything a development team needs. Notice the expected outputs: PRD, user stories, system architecture, API specs. Now the critical part, context. I'm uploading 8 documents: Anthropic's multi-agent blog, my health system requirements, technical patterns, best practices. Watch the PM agent start with the PRD. It's analyzing Anthropic's multi-agent approach and applying it to healthcare. Next, user stories with detailed acceptance criteria for conversation management, health data export, threat persistence. In 20 minutes, it delivers 8 complete artifacts, the full product package. All the product documentation is ready. Now for the visual transformation, the UX designer agent. I give the UX agent the task: create the complete design package, visual systems, components, interactive prototypes. Notice the required outputs, especially these 3 HTML prototypes. Now this is key. Just like a real PM and UX designer iterating together, these prototypes let me as the product owner see and refine the design. The UX agent gets everything, all PM generated artifacts, plus my 4 additional design documents, 12 documents total. It starts with the Health Insight Design System, glass morphism, aesthetics, color palettes, component libraries. Next up, the component specs, 25 plus medical UI components, each with detailed implementation notes. Then interactive prototypes, accessibility guidelines, animation specs, 9 comprehensive design artifacts in total. Let's take a look at what the UX agent created for the main layout. This is a fully interactive HTML. You can see the medical team visualization with Dr. Vitality at the center, the specialist ready to analyze. This is how the multi-agent pattern comes to life visually. In 25 minutes, a complete design system ready for implementation. Now we reach Claude Code, the third Amigo. This is VS Code with the workspace we'll build in. Left panel shows our workspace layout, right panel is where Claude Code works, and the middle panel shows our Claude Markdown. The Claude Markdown is crucial. It's the implementation guide that tells Claude how to approach the build systematically. Look at this checklist. Claude Code must understand all the PM outputs, review the UX prototypes, check for pre-built tools. This ensures nothing gets missed. This brings us to the requirements directory where we've organized everything. The PM folder. These are the 8 artifacts our PM agent generated, including the architecture folder with all the technical specs. The UX folder. These are the 9 artifacts from our UX designer agent, including the interactive prototypes. And finally, the technical patterns that guide the implementation. And here are the pre-built MCP tools for accessing Snowflake data. Ready to use, no need to build from scratch. Now, let's run Claude Code to start the implementation. As Claude Code analyzes everything, let me show you the implementation process it follows. Phase 1 is deep analysis, understanding all requirements, production features, studying pre-built tools. And phase 2 is presenting a comprehensive plan. And here's that plan. Claude Code creates a comprehensive to-do list. And notice that the first 2 tasks are already done, reviewing the requirements and creating the implementation plan. Let's check out that implementation plan. It's broken down into back-end and front-end sections. The back-end covers Fast API, specialist agents, SSE streaming, and those pre-built tool integrations. Front-end includes the 3-panel layout, component library, real-time updates, and thread management. Now, I'll ask Claude Code to start implementing the back-end. Watch the back-end directory transform. API, models, services, agents, all the components coming to life. Claude Code finishes the back-end and now moves to the front-end implementation. Now watch the front-end directory blossom. Component for agents, chat, layout, visualizations, everything from the UX designs that we saw earlier. And we're done. Claude Code has implemented the complete multi-agent health system. Back-end with 8 specialist agents, front-end matching the UX prototypes, all in about 45 minutes. Claude Code generates a complete README with everything we need. Let's use it to configure and start our services. First, the back-end setup. Let's create the Python environment, install the dependencies with pip install, and configure the environment variables. Now, I'll run the generated Python script to start the back-end services. Let's check out the Fast API services in the Swagger UI. All endpoints ready. Health check, chat streams, threads. The complete multi-agent orchestration API. Now for the front end. Let's install dependencies with npm install, and then npm run dev to start the React application. And there's our application URL, localhost 5173. From empty directories to a working system. This is the power of the 3 Amigo Agents pattern. So here's the final result. The multi-agent health system running live. The home page shows our 3-panel layout. Health Command Center on the left, Dr. Vitality in the middle, and our medical team on the right. I'll click this query. What's my cholesterol trend over the last 15 years? Here's Anthropic's pattern in action. Dr. Vitality doesn't just pass the query along. He queries my patient data with an MCP tool called the Snowflake, and then determines the query complexity as standard, and then assembles a tailored team specific for that question. Watch the specialist activate. He assigns Dr. Hart first, then invokes Dr. Lab, and then Dr. Pharma in parallel. 3 specialists working simultaneously what Dr. Vitality orchestrates. Once all the specialists are done, Dr. Vitality retrieves our analysis, synthesizes everything, and creates a comprehensive summary. He passes the synthesized data to the visualization agent. The visualization agent dynamically generates React code. The results appear, cholesterol trends with risk periods and improvement milestones. Pretty cool. Now let me ask something more complex. What are the correlations between my cholesterol trends and medication adherence patterns across all my data? Note here that Dr. Vitality marks this as a complex query type and assembles a larger team. Now 5 specialists instead of the 3 that we saw earlier. Dr. Analytics joins us for the adherence patterns and Dr. Prevention for risk factors. This is dynamic team assembly, the right experts for each question. The new visualization shows deeper correlations with adherence patterns and risk trajectories. Let's return back to the medical team tab. Here is the full audit trail. Exactly which specialists contributed to what. Complete transparency into a multi-agent orchestration. I've documented everything in detail in the blog post as well as the 2 GitHub repos. One for the 3 Amigo Agents pattern itself, and then the multi-agent health insight system we just built. The pattern is there for anyone to use. I'm excited to see what others will do with it.